Look at this picture, children. In this picture, we see various kingdoms which were there anciently. We could find Cheras, Cholas, Palas, Rashtrakutas, and Chohamanas. All these kingdoms were the ancient kingdoms which were emerged. So in this picture we could able to find these kingdoms. How this emergence of new dynasties has occurred. Many new dynasties emerged after the 7th century. Landlords or warrior chiefs were acknowledged as Samantas by the existing kings. As the Samantas gained wealth and power, they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta and even asserted their independence. So, lot of big landlords and warriors, as they got wealth and power, they declared themselves as a great kings. So, Samantas were subordinates, they were under the king. So, here we can see an example. Rashtrakutas were in Deccan in South India. They overthrew the Chalukyas of Karnataka. Rashtrakutas were Samantas of Chalukyas, but they overthrew them. In some cases, men from enterprising families used military skills and to build the kingdoms. Brahmins like Kadamba Mayurashtraman, Harichandran took up arms, established their kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan. Now we are going to discuss about Prashasti. Prashasti is nothing but the invocation part of the inscription. Prashasti tells us how rulers wanted to depict to show somebody something themselves as valiant and victorious warriors. Details in the Prashastis composed by Brahmins may not be true but provide extensive information about the ruler and his administration. Grants of lands to the Brahmins by the kings were recorded on copper plates. Kalhana, a Sanskrit author, used a variety of sources like inscription, documents, witnesses, accounts, and history in his work. In our book, we find the inscription of Nagabhatta, which is found in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. So this is an example of copper plate which indicates about their grants to the Brahmins. Administration in the kingdom. High sounding titles like Maharaja, Adhiraja, Tribhuvana Chakravarti and so on were adopted by the new kings. The kings shared power with their Samantas and associations of peasants, traders and Brahmins. State obtained resources from the producers of as rent. Revenue was also collected from the merchants. The kings used these resources to strengthen his kingdom and for construction of temples, forts, and to fight the wars. Revenue collectors were recruited, appointed for influential families, and these positions often hereditary. So here we could able to find lot of Samantas. They declared themselves as the kings. As they declared themselves as the kings, they want to gain the power. As they gain the power, they want to rule. So these people started ruling by collecting taxes from merchants and the producers. So that money was used for building up their kingdom, construction of various temples, forts, and lot of time to fight in the war. Warfare for wealth. Dynasties were based in a specific region but tried to control other areas. Kanauj in the Ganga Valley was one such center. Conflict between Gujara Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynasty. The long conflict is known as tripartite struggle as three parties were involved in it. Temples were the common targets during attacks as they were extremely rich. Muhammad of Ghazni raised the Indian subcontinent almost every year and targeted wealthy temples like Somanath in Gujarat and carried away all the wealth. He attacked the Somanath temple for 17 times. Al-Biruni, an entrusted scholar of Mahmud, wrote Kitab al-Hind in Arabic. Other kings were engaged in the warfare were Chauhanas, who ruled region around Delhi and Ajmer. Chauhanas were engaged in conflict with the Chalukyas of Gujarat and Ghadwalas of western UP. Prithviraj III was popular Chauhan ruler who defeated Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori in 1191 but lost to him in the year 1192. So here we could able to find a new topic, that is Cholas, in the next